If you unironically got the villainy route for Invisigal, then you missed the entire point of the Z Team and Phoenix program.
Folks, it's about that time, and I swear, listening to the people who say if you don't get invisigal to be good by the end of the game, you miss the point of dispatch entirely, just kill me.
What are you doing? 16!
I'm just keeping my promise.
What is going on YouTube? It's Amesian, and we need to talk about this reform word in dispatch. Now, this is all coming from the fact that a lot of different people, we got the Corey gameplay, we got the Charlie gameplay, we got the Jack gameplay, but the one I want to specifically talk about here today is Classic Man D's playthrough of dispatch. Now, personally, I really liked it. I'm gonna say I'm a little biased because Classic basically made all the choices damn near I made, but he was more decisive when it came to Invisigal. And let me talk about that, because with Invisigal, I know where everybody's coming from. I've seen this girl before, just like Malevola. You guys know my Baldur's Gate people, we've seen that girl before. So it's not that big of a question mark in terms of me why people root for Invisigal or why people simp for Invisigal, because it's simping. It's not really rooting. You're not supporting, you're simping. Let's talk about this whole reform thing. I'm not going to get off on a tangent, right? Classic Man D did this gameplay, and he was totally against the whole trying to reform Invisigal thing. He did not want to do that, and I completely understand where he's coming from, because you have to genuinely realize what it means to reform somebody. And I can see from his comments section, they have no idea what it truly meant to reform somebody. And everybody is, and this point has been mirrored. I've seen this so many times. People are always making these videos. Okay, romancing Invisigal is one thing. I understand if you don't want to do that. But letting her become a villain and turn evil, you missed the whole point of the game. The game even calls you a failure because of it. Listen, buddy. We reformed all but one member. One member we let fall to the wayside simply because they wanted this for themselves. As much as they say they didn't. You got a funny way of showing it. We got Gollum, we got Punch Up, we got Prism, we have Malevola, we have Flambe.
They made a stand against him. He works out his issues and comes to terms with being better on his own. Came out mature from this situation,
which I want to get back to later. Remember Flambe. We have Flambe and Sonar and Coop. We got all of these people to reform. We were left in charge of all of these people, not just Invisigal. We were not her personal handler. We were supposed to redeem all of these guys. And let's talk about that. Reforming the whole team. We're going to start on that. These motherfuckers were lazy. They were lazy. They didn't care. They could go either way, reformed or villain. They did not give a damn what we had to say. They didn't care about. They didn't care about nothing. What we had to end up doing was dropping one of them for company reasons, and I want you to remember that too. Because we're dropping them for company reasons. They didn't do anything to us personally. They didn't do anything to Blazer personally. They didn't really do anything to any other teammates or anything like that. They all relatively get along still. You see me? So we had to get rid of Coop or Sonar, regardless of the fact that they didn't do anything to us, or to Blazer, or to anything. They had the same problems as the whole team does, is that they're not cohesively working together. But let me just say, from the beginning, Coop and Sonar are right. because Invisigal should have been cut. She should have been cut, and she should have had to work her way back onto the team throughout this whole shit, because at some point we have to get sick and tired. We're going on a mission to catch this one guy, and somebody else gets sent on the mission. So instead, you go on the mission to specifically make sure you trip up your teammate. That's your teammate. And I tell you, hey, you just let that same guy get off a second time. Are you insane? And she's just like, oh, well, that's crazy. What do you mean? Genuinely put some thought into it. Nobody's putting some thought into it. They're thinking with their dicks. They're simping. Can y'all stop for a second? The game is right. Let me rewind. I personally felt very bad about what Courtney did. I felt really bad about it because I was like, I feel like she didn't have to turn out this way. I genuinely felt so bad. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead right now. And I'm going to read just one of these comments. I have to read one of these comments, bro. Okay, this one right here. Oh my god, this shit turned me up. You literally don't have to date Invisigal to get her to be a hero. Just give her the benefit of the doubt and believe that she could do good despite her past mistakes. You didn't, so yes, you neglected her as a mentor. Also crazy to also crazy to cut Invisigal, but forgive Coop. So listen. Let me get this straight, and I want you to genuinely listen to me. They're saying that cutting somebody for company reasons versus cutting somebody for blowing up your family suit, working with the main enemy who we end up dealing with later, and also the guy that killed your father, joining the SDN program to make our jobs harder after she figured out we were Mega Man, talking shit about us knowing we are Mega Man. Vizzy is not like Coop and Sonar. She fucked us over way bigger than they could have ever did. They were just messing up in the company. We could have given them a real chance. But Vizzy, we had to legitimately sit there and babysit her on a 1-to-1 in order for her to get her shit together. She was a 27-year-old having a tantrum at a fucking playground. Y'all have to really listen to yourselves. What are we reforming? We keep trying to talk to her. And meanwhile, this is the person that put us in a coma. Are you serious? She does not have any room. She needs to be a top tier, A+ star-studded student. Coop and Sonar deserved leeway. They deserve to get another chance with the rest of the team, and they could have ended up like them. Where let's get to this, where when we finally get to the point where we're talking about cutting Vizzy for her many infractions, to the point where her whole team is like, hey, look, she making us look bad. She fucking up our brand. We worked so hard. Listen to what Prism said. Listen to what Malevola said. They were being mean as hell, but they were coming from real places as Z-teamers, as heroes. And that's what we wanted to hear. This is what we wanted to see. This is why Robert is here. It's not to babysit them personally. It's not to be their personal handlers. It's to give them a bridge and a path, and it's to see them walk across it of their own volition with their own strut as a hero. Listen, people, wake up. And everybody on that Z team understood. Everybody on that Z team understood the assignment. And sure, we had to break a head for it. But that was my problem too. We broke the wrong head. And people are going around acting like, oh, it was a bad idea. Oh, how the fuck are you gonna not forgive Invisigal for everything she did, but you gonna forgive Coop and Sonar? Nigga, we cut Sonar and Coop for dumb shit. But if we had to, it was gonna have to be the person that was just so not good at this. The Z team was reformed due to Robert and Blonde Blazer's actions. And on top of that, Coop and Sonar, they had all they had all the leeway, all the legs to stand on to be fucking angry about being cut because they weren't really given a chance for real. Invisigal, you gotta think about it. Invisigal literally snuck past both of them with the operation that I babysitted her on. Y'all are not asking for us to reform Invisigal. Y'all are asking us to show favoritism. If it was about reform, she would have been working with us instead of against us. She's been working against us this whole time. And let's not even talk about the Shroud thing. Fuck all of that. She was working against us anyway. We can never get shit done with her. Please get something done. And you know who doesn't have this problem? Let's compare her to somebody on a 1-to-1. Because Sonar and Coop, that's an unfair comparison. And we deserve to have to forgive them for what they did too, because we did wrong by them. We did. That's who you're supposed to reform. The ones who wanted to be right, but we had to take them out due to company reasons. Not motherfuckers who's just up in here doing whatever the fuck they want to do, meanwhile working with the enemy too. Before I get to the next point, let me talk about this little section right here, because I hear about this so much. Oh, and it gets on my nerves. Invisigal did not have to lie about the Astral Pulse. Shroud would not have gotten it. I will say this. She did get the Astral Pulse, okay? She did not have to lie about not getting the Astral Pulse, because what that'll do is just make people like me angry, because what you just did was get chased. You almost killed one of my oldest friends trying to so-called help me, and you almost damn near died yourself. And once again, I had to babysit you through this thing I told you not to do because it was dangerous, and your ass would have died if it wasn't for Chase. But you damn near got him killed, and then you're gonna come back and tell me, oh, I didn't get the Astral Pulse. So you almost got him killed for nothing. And let's just say this, right? Let's say if she was smart and she actually went ahead and was like, hey, look, I understand I fucked up. I understand I did bad, but look, I just tried to help. Check this out. I got the Astral Pulse right here. Go ahead, come on, use it. Are we good now? Then there would be some room for redemption. She didn't give herself any room for redemption. Telling me that you fucked up my suit, and then telling me after you went against my wishes, went against Blazer's wishes, god damn near got Chase killed. I had to stressfully get you through all of that just for you to sit here and tell me in front of my face I didn't get the Astral Pulse and I blew up your suit. What? And in the same conversation, you tell me you looked me dead in my face. You knew all of this, and you made my job hard this whole time, thinking I'm trying to reform you. I'm trying to help you out. If she would have gave him the Astral Pulse, Shroud would not have gotten it. Just fucking think. Why would Robert leave SDN with the Astral Pulse on his person? Why? Think about it, bro. He would have taken it straight to Roy. We would have put it in the Mecha Man. Shroud wouldn't have got it. If he would have still went to the bar, which I don't think he would have, because the whole point of him being at that bar was that he was down in the fucking dumps. What this bitch did and the position she put him in to where now I gotta kick you off the team when I don't want to. Everybody's on my ass looking at me, making me have to do this. And I don't want to, but you're making me. And then you're gonna say to my face that you didn't even achieve the thing that you were supposed to? How the fuck am I supposed to get over that? You're not giving me a reason. But if she would have gave him the Astral Pulse, that would have been a reason. Okay, yeah, she fucked us over, but she did what she was supposed to do, and Chase going down was not in vain. Now I can get back out on the street. Now I can do, you know what I'm saying? It would have redeemed so much, but the fact that she hid it got on my fucking nerves, because then she tried to come back and then put it in all secretive like, and now you got Roy thinking you a fucking villain. Like, damn, you're doing shit the dumbest way. How is anybody supposed to be on your side? How is anybody supposed to reform you? And talk about a real hero in the making. Let's talk about that. I want every last one of you who believe that Invisigal should have been reformed to look at Flambe and his character development.
Flambe, who's the biggest mess up on this whole team, has a better character arc that marks redemption because he vehemently hates Mecha Man. Has done the same measure of stupid villainous shit everybody else has done on this team. Even tries to murk Robert when he finds out who he really is. When they made a stand against him, he works out his issues and comes to terms with being better on his own. Came out mature from this situation because that's what
I want y'all to look at that. That's who y'all need to be looking at, because Flambe was truly reformed. Out of everybody in that room, I'm like, I'll give it to everybody in that room. They're a Z-teamer. They're a hero. But Flambe was truly reformed, because I learned this through my own story decisions. I personally decided to tell them that I was Robert, because in my humble opinion, it really doesn't matter who I was before. It's about what we're trying to be now, what shit we're trying to be on now, you know, the mindset of now, of today, the present. Fuck who I was. Don't worry about all of that. But some people, and I understand that, some people went ahead and told them you were Mecha Man. One thing, how he was able to really fly away, get his head together, come back, and then get right. You know what I'm saying? That's one part. But if you don't tell him that you are Mecha Man like I did, you get to see Flambe in true reform, act like a true hero. Because a lot of people were saying, oh, Flambe is gonna do some crazy shit once he finds out you're Mecha Man, because a lot of shit was pointing towards it. I mean, he wasn't there when Chase exposed that I was Mecha Man. I didn't tell them that I was Mecha Man. I told him I was Robert. And a lot of things were pointing towards he might do something if he finds out I'm Mecha Man at the worst possible time. You know what ended up happening? Flambe didn't even mention it. You know what Flambe did instead? Seeing the hero that definitely messed up his life, he's the reason why he's missing 2 fingers, a tooth, maybe some eyebrows. You know what Flambe did after he realized that it was Robert this whole time? Nothing at all. No forgiveness speech, no punches in the face, no joining Shroud, no speaking with Shroud, no this, no that. He didn't do any of that stuff. None of it. He came out and he did his job. He fought against Shroud. He fought against Coop. He fought against Sonar. He did what he was supposed to do, like a hero is supposed to. That right there is truly a man reformed. Truly a man reformed. Because in my humble opinion, he owed us an ass whooping. If we didn't tell him that we were Mecha Man for all this time, he owed us an ass whooping. We've done so much to him. And even after we became Robert, it's just like with invisigal. She did so much to us with that one action. But even after she became invisigal, she wasn't Invisibitch anymore, she was still doing more to us as Robert. That is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, can you get it together? But with Flambe, we were Mecha Man on his ass. And then we were Robert on his ass. And he still let it go for the greater good. And that's what the Z team is all about. And at the end, when Coop or Sonar, you gotta listen to what they were saying, bro. Coop and Sonar genuinely thought that the Z teamers were their friends. They thought that we were their friends. They thought that this wasn't about a company thing. Fuck the company. It's about reform. It's about community. It's about teamwork, membership. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. That's what I'm guessing they were told. But then once Blonde Blazer gets on this corporate shit, well, what can they really say? It's like, damn, are you serious? And then on top of that, I heard invisigal was at the bottom. How the fuck did she skip over me and Coop? Basically, she let somebody escape and fucked up a job one time, and then the second time she tripped over her teammate and then let somebody escape again, and then the third time the dispatcher had to directly assist her in capturing this person that should have been captured 2 times ago. And with that, she squeezed past y'all too. Nigga, I would crash out too. Let me just read one more comment. Let me just read one more of these comments before I end this video. Oh my fucking God. So this comment right here, I'm not even gonna speak too much on it because it's gonna be like a whole nother hour I do this fucking video or something. It was like, you then say it was the right thing to do when bringing Coop back and that it was understandable for her to hate Robert, even though you cut and hated Invisigal for far less, which are way more valid reasons for Vizzy to choose villain. Oh my God. Far less? Far less. So, not performing well in your job versus killing your legacy, not performing well in your job, punching you in the face, damn near getting your oldest friend killed, not listening to anything you say, putting herself in danger, making you have to babysit her, having tantrums all over the place. And what do you mean for less? How much does this girl have to do before y'all finally realize Invisigal is not looking for reform? I understand what she's saying. I understand what she wants to say, thinks she's saying. Invisigal is not looking for reform. Invisigal is looking for a babysitter. No, you can't do that. You have to literally do the work. Y'all remember when Chase was getting on her ass? Oh, Robert doesn't need to be going out, becoming Mecha Man, be a fucking hero. He don't need to be going out, putting his life on the line with zero powers. Man, it's like, no matter how much I like Invisigal and no matter how much I want her to be reformed, it's true. You got niggas like us, bro. Y'all gotta respect yourselves. Respect Robert. Respect yourselves. Y'all are out there putting your fucking lives on the line. Zero powers, doing what you can do. And this bitch with powers, all she does is whinge and complain and get everybody in fucking bad positions. And we cut niggas for far less. Far less. I want justice for Coop and Sonar. I want justice for Coop and Sonar. I want you guys to realize that Invisigal, she was not a part of the reformation. She did not make herself a part of the reformation. Robert, she never gave a fuck about Robert or his redemption or anything. But you as Robert keep on enabling her bullshit. You are telling her that it's okay to do everything that she's done up to this point that is against the grain. I want you guys to stop that. And I want y'all to put some respect on Blazer's name, of course. And I want y'all to put some respect on Flambe's name because he was the truly reformed villain out of everybody who put his shit to the side for the good of Torrance. And he never said nothing about it either. Sonar and Coop, they would have been able to be reformed. You know this. They would have been able to be reformed. But y'all played favorites. We played favorites. And Invisigal stayed long enough to fuck us over some more. Vizzy can be reformed. But we're not a failure as a mentor simply because we didn't reform one child. The rest of them, they are way more communicative. They give a fuck about Torrance. They give a fuck about their image as the Z team. They're like soldiers. They're one band, one sound. They're coming to conclusions without having to fight each other. They're understanding what it truly means to be a hero. The hard choices. They're making the decisions. And they're thinking. They're not just being angry. They're thinking. Every Robert whose Courtney became a villain, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for myself. I felt bad for Courtney. But y'all just gotta realize, don't listen to motherfuckers that say you're a failure. Reformed all of these villains. And the one that we let slip through the cracks because it would have required too much of ourselves to turn her to the good side, now we're a failure? I don't think so. That's not how that works. But if you guys got any theories or inquiries on that, you go ahead and you put it down in the comment section. Do you truly believe Invisigal deserved redemption? Do you truly believe, with all this stuff I presented in front of you, all this stuff you know, please think on it and tell me. And I understand whatever you come up with, but Speak to me. You tell me in the comment section, do you truly believe Invisigal deserved redemption? And do you truly believe that we failed by not putting more of ourselves behind this Invisigal narrative? The Blazer side, or the no reform side, or the real reform side, whichever side you are on of mine in this video, you go ahead and drop a like on the video, and I highly appreciate you guys for watching. This has been Amesian on Ghost of Yote, which is a pretty good game. Out. There comes a time in every man's life where he meets a woman and he realizes, I'm a simp ass bitch.